4
Yeah, hopefully this time lucky, innit?
this time. Hi everyone, I'm Deer.
Hey guys, Vishak.
So today, IPL Final in Ahmedabad, our hometown of Gujarat.
Ahmedabad,
Yes,
yes.
yes. So Vishak,
What
thoughts on the game?
that was crazy, man. That was crazy. I
Yeah,
wrote on my Instagram story, I was like, that was an out of body experience. The things I went through in
yeah,
those minutes,
yeah,
we've had it like so many times, like that India Pakistan game
yeah,
when
yeah.
Kholi smashed it. But this was like something else, man. You feel the pressure, you know what I mean? Because it's like the world's biggest
Hundred
stadium. It's
thousand people in
100,000
the atmosphere,
people.
the halftime performances, the opening ceremony.
Everything, the whole like build up to this was crazy, and just the tournament.
I know
That
this.
is the like I cannot remember in my lifetime like 2 months of sport, like even World Cup,
Mm,
football. I'm not a big football fan, but I'm just saying even that World Cup that was just like amazing when England kind of almost did it. Nothing comes close to this, man.
IPL. Every
Yeah,
year it's getting bigger, it's getting better.
yeah.
It's always finding a new wavelength, and today did not disappoint. It went down to the wire, literally last ball of the game, and
I was telling you, what was my
everyone was
message?
everyone was like in the stadium. They just couldn't tell which way it was going. It was like all right. Gujarat had an amazing start. They went off a flyer. It
Yeah,
looked like they were going to take it home. They got past 200. Such a big score. CSK under pressure, and then let's talk about the big turning point in this game. The weather, the rain, was that the deciding factor of the game? If they bowled the full 20 overs, do you think
I think
Gujarat would
so.
have
Yeah,
had a
yeah,
better
yeah.
chance of winning it, or do you think because they had to go to a short and form, they had to take it down
Well, better chance,
down to
yeah, in
15
this
overs?
better chance in the sense that I think that obviously more opportunities to take wickets, and because they in the end they were struggling, man. When it was, do you remember
Yeah.
when I messaged you? We need to do this chronologically somehow because there were so many things. But do you remember I messaged you and I was like,
hmm
CSK can't lose from here, and then suddenly it was like, what was
They
it? They needed like double the runs, right?
and then
And
then the fall of wickets.
yeah, and Dubé couldn't
Yeah,
middle anything, and
exactly.
then he started
Dhoni on a
timing a
duck.
few. Yeah, yeah, that duck as well, man. There's so much to get into. Where do you want to start?
Let's
You
start.
pick.
Let's start with how today Gujarat's performance with the bat. They batted the full 20 overs. Let's talk about how Saha played. He was immaculate today.
Saha, yeah,
Big
big
game
game player
player.
for
Always
sure.
shows up in
Yeah,
the big
yeah, yeah, yeah.
games. I
He scored
remember,
a century in another
yeah, in
final as
another
well,
final,
didn't
I
he?
think when
Yeah.
Hyderabad, Sunrise Hyderabad,
Is it?
won against Bangalore in 2016, I think it
Yeah,
was. I think it
yeah.
was that year. But
No, but crazy, man. See,
crazy.
these players that just like go under the radar. Like
Yeah.
they've played for India as well,
Yeah,
but
yes,
they're
he was
kind
on
of
the test
just
team. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a solid player. He's a nice player, but it's
Mm,
just one of those people that like come the hour and they just turn up out of nowhere because they've been through so much, they've experienced so much that
mm.
they can soak in that pressure. That's when you need those big players. Those experienced players.
And the
So
most informed player right now, Shuman Gill, how he's just been on another planet compared to everyone else.
he's been
Back to back
crazy,
hundreds in the previous
crazy.
games, coming to
Shubman
the
Gill
final.
is one of those players. It's like everyone comes and smashes the ball around. Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone can hit sixes
he did
nowadays.
it with
Yeah,
such class in the
but
previous
yeah,
games
that class.
against big oppositions, against
Yeah,
Mumbai,
yeah. He's
and
tearing people
yeah,
apart, man. He
yeah.
doesn't care. He doesn't care who it is if it's in the slot, and he's not even like over hitting it. He's just timing everything.
Mm,
And one of the shots I remember, he played it. I think it was a full toss. Yeah, it might have been like up to his thighs or something, like a high full toss.
mm.
Smashed it. Yeah, just literally hooked it, pulled it, or
Yeah,
whatever
I
you call
remember
it, hooked
that. I
it. Yeah,
remember that.
and Ian Bishop was like, I
I
remember
remember
the
that.
commentary. He goes, Ian, he goes, Shubman Gill, the sound off your bat tonight. And
Yeah,
that's the literal thought that everyone had.
I
People
know.
that
I
watch
know.
cricket a lot.
He made it look
It's
so
like
easy
that
when it's
sound
not.
when you hear that sound, it's classical. It's timing. When Rohit Sharma hits it, it's that
Yeah, yeah.
feeling. That this guy knows what he
They're saying
the balance, the stillness, everything
he's the player
is
to
is
watch out
crazy.
for. I remember when Surya Kumar Yadav was getting all the attention for his
Yeah,
way he was playing for Mumbai, and then suddenly Gill just shot up.
yeah,
How strong is this India team going to look like for the World Cup if
it's crazy,
Yadav is in
man.
form, if
It's
Gill's in
crazy.
form, Kohli is in
Not just for
form?
this World Cup, but for years to come,
I
man. The
know, I
players that
know.
we've got now, like Sachin went, Kohli was ready.
Yeah,
Kohli is not going, but he's in the
the
latter
other guys are
stages.
now stepping up.
Gill's there, and there's
Yeah.
so many Jaiswal, and there's Vadera, Neil
hmm
Vadera, I think. Yeah, So many players, man.
So
And they're just
many.
Sai Sudarshan today. Smashed it. He was kind of like playing second to Gill for most of the IPL because Gill was just had the spotlight on him. But today he showed up out of nowhere, man, and starts hitting them, smashing them. Ended up with what, 94, 96?
Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah.
something like that.
It's crazy, man. Indian talent, we're just doing amazing things with cricket, man. I think sometimes you feel like it's a bit unfair on other countries because we're just above, like,
I think
levels above like anyone else at the moment when it comes to Ranji Trophy already. But now we've got IPL and we've got like such an amazing setup the BCCI has that you're just literally, it's like a machine. It's like a conveyor belt of like
1.4 billion
extraordinary
people to
talent.
choose from,
Yeah,
isn't it? We got a
yeah.
massive pool to choose from. So
But I don't think it's a
yeah.
numbers game, man. You could have like less than that. It's just about how you cultivate that talent, how you encourage them to express themselves.
But they
I
must
think
be
that's
good
what.
to get picked, to be picked out of a huge population
Yeah,
in
yeah,
India.
yeah. Of
They
course.
must be
Yeah,
very good.
yeah.
So
No, but you know how some people say you've got a big population, so of course you're going to have the players. England's tiny, quality team.
they have a quality team.
So
England's
it
solid.
doesn't matter. It's
They're-
just about what
They're favourites for the World Cup. Everyone knows that because their strength is from 1 to 11. They have all bases covered, and they're the team. They have the fear factor in them. So
yeah, as an ODI team as well, they're deadly as well. So,
but let's talk
they're really
about today, Gujarat. Let's talk about the captain, Hardik Pandya. What do you think of his style through the whole of this IPL? How do you think he handled
amazing.
it?
Obviously, he's had a really good team,
Yeah,
but he's a solid captain.
but he
He's
lost Kane
shown-
Williamson off early on.
Yeah,
I think that was a big loss because he's a quality player. Captain of New Zealand, of course.
Yeah, but already, if you think about Gujarat's team right now, man, who do they not have?
It's great.
They've got all the
Solid
bowlers.
team.
They've got all the batsmen. They bat so deep, man. What number is
Rashid
he
Khan as well.
Rashid
does
Khan
cameos.
He came in front of
Tewatia does
Miller and
cameos.
Tewatia today, man.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
about that?
They played.
That's the confidence they have.
Yeah,
Like he comes in, he's an all-rounder anyway,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
comes in primarily as a bowler, and they see how he's probably
one of
smashing
the
them in
one
the
of the
nets.
best T20 bowlers in the world right now. You can say.
Yeah, amazing. He
Exactly.
went for a few today, but he's had an amazing tournament.
He's had a great
watching him bowl,
tournament.
man.
His fielding's been exceptional as well.
He's so
Some of the catches he's done, I'm like, wow.
It's crazy. Yeah. So back
It's
to
been
Hardik
great.
Pandya, I think he's good. He's solid. He's got a good sense of the game, and there's a reason why he was pushed to captaincy so early in his career as well, isn't it?
It's a shame. Like a lot. Like when he was at Mumbai, he was so loved. I loved him at Mumbai Indians. Honestly, he was like one of my favorite players. Like he was the player when I first saw him come in. He's playing all these cameos. He was good with the ball, and now you could see like he learned a lot from Rohit Sharma. There's a lot of this, big pressure moments in Mumbai. He's now brought that over to Gujarat, and you can tell the
Rohit
team,
Sharma
the
and
team are
also-
feeding off him.
Yeah.
The team feed off that energy. He has that
he's
leadership
got- he's
energy.
got good-
He's fearless. He doesn't. He's not scared of any bowler.
It's just the way
that he faces.
he is as a player.
He's not scared of who's at the crease batting when he's fielding. He's like,
But that's the way he bats, right? Do you
Yeah.
remember that Champions Trophy game when we lost
Obviously,
against
yeah.
Pakistan?
But he's the one that led it for us.
And he's the one that fought, basically. Obviously, we lost that game, but he was just smashing. He's like, whatever, I'm just going to play my game.
He was smashing against
see.
England in Manchester last year, in the third ODI, when him and Pant were at the crease, when India looked a bit
He's really
rough.
important, man. He's really important.
He's a backbone to our team.
So he needs to fire.
Yeah.
And he can always contribute, obviously, as an all-rounder. I think he's great. He's got a good temperament.
Great fielder as well.
Yeah, brilliant fielder.
Yeah.
But look, again, great team. Like
Solid.
I read a quote when I was leaving to come to you. Harsha Bogde was like, Dhoni bringing this team into the final shows that he's the greatest captain ever.
Yeah.
Because CSK don't even have a proper bowling lineup.
They finished second
they don't
as
have
well.
like
They
big
finished second.
names.
Gujarat were on top, and then they played the knockout game, the first knockout game. It was Chennai versus Gujarat, and then Chennai were quite comfortable when they won that. And then,
but still, the point is that Dhoni's captaincy everyone knows anyway, because he did the same thing with India when everyone was young, like way back when. But it's crazy. It's crazy to he's like a chessboard with the way he moves pieces around and the way he like schemes up things.
He's seen it all.
He's
seen it all. He's been in every situation possible.
Yeah.
So he's got that experience. He's been in the game for such a long time, and there's nothing he hasn't seen. So he knows how to handle everything. But therefore, as Hardik Pandya, he's a young captain.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's only going to get better with time. It was a great final to watch, honestly. Them two against each other. You could see they both enjoyed it, and I think this is just going to make Gujarat even stronger. And
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy that
yeah,
they've just come along and just dominated, man. Today, even this year, like
two finals in
for
2
the whole
years.
league, they were just dominating, man.
Yeah,
2 finals, 2 years. They almost won tonight as well.
very close.
You know,
It could have gone either way. I just think I just keep going back to the rain factor. If Gujarat got 213, solid score, hard to defend. Maybe if they
yeah, but how many wickets were Czech? How many wickets
let's
were
have a look.
CSK down in the end? Was it 5 or something?
Yeah, I think it was slightly more. Let's have a
So
look.
yeah, I mean, with like 2, 3 more wickets, they could have still got there, man.
Yeah, so Chennai were 5 wickets now.
5, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so
And Gujarat were only 4 wickets now.
it would have been tough, but still, I don't know. With Dhoni gone for a golden duck, I think that was heartbreaking, man.
That
Should we
was very
talk about
heartbreaking.
that for a minute? Like Dhoni's impact
Yeah,
in the IPL for India, for cricket, for just sports overall. Like the respect he's been getting this year has been like on another level, man. What is this? What is going on? But he just said in an interview that he's going to try and he wants to come back. I haven't seen it yet, but in the interview he says that he's open to playing.
they look like it was his farewell game. The way the team were, cheering him on the pitch. I don't know if this is his last game in the IPL, but
He says if fitness permits, then he will come
he'll
again.
come
So
back.
I hope he does.
Let's hope so. He's in great shape though.
Yeah, no one wants to see him go.
No, there is no IPL without Dhoni. Let's just make that.
But
clear.
no, crazy man. He's done everything. The respect that he demands, man. It's second to none, man. Who's got this? You could say Ronaldo and Messi have it. Kholi, I think, will get it eventually. But even then, you don't see like every time someone's face comes on the screen, the crowd go crazy. When he's walking out to bat, he hasn't even done anything in the match yet. And for them, they've already got their money's worth.
It's crazy in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad. A lot of the people in Gujarat support CSK just for Dhoni. A lot of Gujaratis are supporting CSK just Dhoni. If you saw the stadium, it looked 50-50.
Yeah.
It looked like half the crowd was Chennai fans, half of it was Gujarat fans.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Gujaratis there that you could say they should be supporting Gujarat Titans, but the fact they're solely purposely supporting Chennai Super Kings just for Dhoni says a lot about that guy.
It says a lot, exactly.
Says a lot.
You said it. So I think it's amazing that happens. Some people think it's a bit over the top. They're just sports people, whatever. But what you accomplish on the sports field sometimes, it's inspirational, isn't it?
Very.
Coming from a small town, everyone knows the story now as well. I think that really helped. Yeah. But just his composure, just for year after year, same guy. When they won as well, he's just sitting on the seat. Yeah. And he just gives a little clap. He's not even looking at the
He's
ball.
He's won it 5 times.
Yeah. He's not even looking.
He's lifted it 5 times, like.
And then he's just clapping, like, all right, cool. Just another game won. Nothing. All right.
Just
cool.
another IPL medal to add to his collection.
5th IPL.
Yeah.
Been here, done that.
Yeah.
Gives the trophy to Raidu, which I thought was really good because it's Raidu's last match, isn't it? So, again, players like Raidu, man, like they're there. They've been consistent. They've been playing, smashing it. Today he smashed it as well. But again, under the radar because we've got so many superstars that the stars kind of sometimes, go underappreciated. But yeah, it's amazing, man.
Okay, we've touched on Dhoni. Let's touch on the Gujarati boy that slayed Gujarat Titans today, and that is Jadeja.
Yeah, Jadeja from Jamnagar.
From Jamnagar.
From my town.
Yeah. My town too. My town
big
as well.
Boy, big boy. Big match. I didn't think, I'll be very honest, he's great. He's a great player, but I didn't see him, for some reason, I didn't see him finishing the match. When Dhoni was coming out, I just thought, all right, this is
written. This is written. Then he goes for that golden duck.
Then he goes for that duck. Do you know what I still thought, though? I was heartbroken, but my mind still tells me, my heart still tells me that it was written. Sometimes you see things in sports or whatever, and it's like, this had to be, this meant to be.
Yeah.
Just to make it bittersweet, just to make it a bit of a tragedy, that like Don Bradman's average at the end of his career, 99.94, he couldn't get to that 100. There's always something that, Tendulkar, in his last match, what did he get? 70 something.
Something like that.
Yeah, in his last match. I mean, he could have scored another century. So things like that, I feel like, I'm not saying it's his last match, but, possibly could be, maybe. So,
but you want him to do well in the final, on the biggest stage.
Yeah,
you wanted him to
hit a 6 and get out.
You wanted him to see something. Yeah.
6 of 2 balls, you're out. It's fine. You know, you hit the 6 of the first one, you get out.
Because he's done so well up to this point. You want him to like go all the way.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what I'm
and
saying.
carry
It's
the team and be the finisher that everyone knows he is. But it wasn't meant to be. But
you could have got at least proper glasses. Just drinking out of plastic.
We'll see if it's in the budget.
Yeah. We're going to increase the budget in episode 2. Hopefully.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
But back to Jadeja.
Yeah. He's great, man. He's great.
Man of the match for you?
That 6. I think it was that 6.
Who was your man of the match today? I'm giving it to Jadeja because under pressure, come on, they needed 10 of 2. 10 of 2. He hits that 6.
I think that 6
and
was
then
the
that
shot
4.
that won it because that 4, you just need to get a bit of
that was badly, poorly bowled. I looked at it and let's talk about Mohit Sharma because
he's quality, man. Don't
he's
take
been
anything
dropped.
away from.
If you look at his story, he was with the India 2015 World Cup team. He was dropped from the India squad. He plays a lot of IPL. He moved around a little bit. Gujarat took him, and he did well in his but he was bowling in the final over, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And
but he's played really.
He was doing well. He was getting like singles.
Yeah.
And he was putting the pressure back. But then someone like Jadeja is just to come and bowl, last 2 balls in the final to win the game. That's not easy in front of 100,000 people. It was not easy.
Yeah. Being a Gujarati boy, it's in the back of your mind.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you're 5 hours from home and by road.
And his family must be supporting Gujarat Titans.
Yeah. No. I'm sure there's CSK, but anyway, it's just amazing, man. Like the little stories within the bigger story, these little dynamics are like amazing to observe in cricket. I feel like same way like Hardik Pandya is like possibly could be a future long-term captain for India. He's proven time and time again that he can do it. So just to be facing Dhoni as the greatest captain
and
ever,
coming close and coming one ball away,
coming close.
1 ball away.
So all these little things, whether it's Kholi and Gill, the king and the prince, it's that kind of thing where you can see the torch being passed on, and to like high quality players, man.
So who are you giving your man of the match to today? There's a few people to choose from.
Can I give it to Dhoni for that stumping?
Well, that 0.1 second something.
Do you know?
Lightning fast stumping. Oh,
just because it's Dhoni, but also I tell you why, because he didn't stump anyone. He stumped Gill.
Yeah.
Gill could have added.
Could have taken the game away.
Yeah, could have taken the game even further than it was already. That total was really good, but he could have done a lot.
He could have added an extra 15, 20 runs,
100%,
which really would have made it very difficult.
Then it would
Chennai.
have. It could have turned it around, and they would have had to have like 25 off 6 in the end. Let's say, imagine that scenario. So I think that was an important stumping to stump the top batsman. And to do it with that reaction time at that age, little throwback, just to have lightning that awareness as well. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Even watching Dhoni run between the wickets during this IPL, he's very fast.
Yeah,
at his age.
So we did see a Dhoni special today because everyone just associates him.
But just as that one stumping, you're getting him man of the match.
No. I'm just saying, can I give it? I'm sure it's probably not like
not even Saha for his big
man
50.
of the match. But I'm thinking probably Saha.
Or
Sudarshan maybe.
Let's have a look.
I'd say Sudarshan, to be honest.
Because no one really scored more than Saha today. Oh wait, sorry. Sudarshan. Sorry, 96.
You meant Sudarshan, right? Yeah, I was gonna say
Sudarshan maybe. Not even him. Close to 100 in the final.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you can get
I'd probably give it to him. Yeah,
Sudarshan.
I'd give it to him. Yeah. Who got it? It would say that, isn't it?
No, it doesn't say. Knowing them, it'll probably go to Jadeja for his winning. But even Rahane played a good cameo as well for the team.
Yeah.
Dubé played.
Rahane what's happening with Rahane, man? 2.0 this year.
That's another thing to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot.
Let's not get into like all these players and whatever.
Let's just stick to the main points.
The main points, amazing game, amazing cricket this year, basically.
And there's no IPL without Kholi, and everyone's on the back of their minds. Everyone's on the back of minds. What does he have to do to win the title? He's been at RCB all this time. I remember when RCB had the strongest team when they had Gale, they had Mitchell Stark bowling, they had Yuvraj Singh, they had De Villiers as well, and they still couldn't win an IPL. What does Kholi have to do to get his hands on this trophy?
I think
he was close.
Announce retirement, and then he's going to win. Like Sachin won the World Cup. That's what's going to happen. He's not. He's going to keep losing, and then when he's about to retire, he'll win that
Do you
final
think he needs to go
series.
to a team like CSK or
No. He won't jump ship, man.
you don't think he
No.
will?
Even Kevin Peterson was like, I think it's time he goes to Delhi.
Delhi, yeah.
He's not going
I
to go
saw
to Delhi
that.
Capitals, man. I don't think he will.
Not even
Because
to Gujarat.
RCB's like, nah, man. These franchises mean a lot to these players, man.
I
You
know.
think that, but to
RCB's his
be,
home. I don't think he'll ever change. He's so loyal
yeah,
to them. But
and it's that home away from home feeling when
yeah,
people have kind of accepted you and made you their hero, and you've come from outside. You don't want to betray that,
and
basically.
Mumbai just edged them to the playoffs. Literally, just edged them to the
Yeah,
playoffs.
yeah.
And it's he he's been in the IPL for so long. He's been into what I think two finals. I think in
Mm.
2011 against CSK, or that was 2010. I can't remember which year. I think it was 2011, and obviously the 2016 against Hyderabad. But I think that was his best year, 2016, when he got 900 plus runs.
973
Yeah,
runs.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So close. 73 or 37? 73, I think, isn't it?
something like that.
Mm.
But he hasn't performed that well since. Yeah, I know he got a couple of hundreds this year. He's been
Bro,
great.
he's back in form,
He's
man.
back in
He's
form,
back in form.
but
He's not
but he
2016 level,
yeah.
but he's back in form for sure. This is
But
perfect
do you
timing for
think
him.
it's his team? His bowlers have let him down this year, or do you
I don't
think
think so, man. I think he had a good team
him
as
and Faf du
well.
Plessis, led the
Exactly.
line?
Look at that. Look
Yeah,
at how many they got 900 plus runs, I think, this year. So I don't think it's I don't know, man. I can't
it's
really
very hard
pinpoint
because
it.
what
They've
can you
had the
say
best,
about
like,
RCB?
yeah,
They've had the best team, they've had the best players for like in the past, and they still couldn't win it. Even now with this new refreshed team, new leader, Kholi stepped down to take himself a break. Even then,
he's
he
doing the
still
best he can, man. He had all those partnerships with ABD
yeah. Everyone wants
back
him to see
then.
him lift that trophy.
Yeah,
Everyone's waiting for that day to come, but it's
yeah,
either Mumbai wins it or Chennai wins it. And then in between, there's either Kolkata wins it, the Gujarat won it, Hyderabad won it a few years back. Delhi's
yeah,
been in the final for the last
yeah.
couple of seasons, and it's just like it hurts. Like
I don't know.
he's
Yeah,
not,
it
he's
does
not,
hurt. It
it's
does
not.
hurt.
We can't see him in the knockout stages or in the finals that much.
Yeah, he seems to have
Yeah,
this thing, this knack of like not winning the big trophies,
I
isn't it?
know.
Despite being the greatest player. So, but that's what I'm saying. I think every great player, it's like there's something that they don't get. There's something quiet that they don't reach. It's never like a perfect
Mm,
record. It's never like I've done everything there is to do. You're always gonna like falter at some points, and I think that tells a better story as well. Like the Kholi story,
yeah.
when he does win, which I'm sure in his career he will, it's just going to tell a better story, that he just, and his resilience, man. He
Hmm.
doesn't give up. Look at the passion. He knows that they're slipping away in the table. He knows they've not got like a high chance. He's always passionate. He always wants to do well. It's crazy.
All right.
And that gets rewarded at some point, for sure. So I
So
think he just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He's doing the right thing, man.
so if
Just be
I
the greatest player in the world,
yeah,
and be in form for the World Cup. That's it.
we hope so. So
Yeah,
for IPL 2023, would you say this is your favorite IPL so far?
hands down,
Hands
hands
down.
down. The amount of times I've picked up my phone and messaged you, going, "Bro, are you watching?
Yeah,
Bro, are
I
you
did. I
watching?"
did.
How many times have I messaged you? Like this has never happened before. In a World Cup we get like one or two brilliant games like this, but
That,
this was like 3-4 days in a row. Sometimes it would be nail biter
mm,
after nail biter, last over finishes, last ball finishes. No balls being bowled when wickets are taken, and all sorts going on. Massive
mm.
sixes being
I
hit.
know. There was record-breaking sixes, isn't
Crazy,
it?
yeah,
Over a
yeah, yeah.
thousand
Over a
sixes
thousand
in
sixes.
this IPL. It's been crazy.
It's amazing, man.
It's
I
just
think
it's such
that's
a
why we're so
difference.
compelled to do this as well, isn't it? Because watching this kind of sport, watching this level
Yeah.
that the IPL sets the bar, man, for international cricket, for sure. Nothing comes close.
And I feel IPL's got its mojo back because I remember like during COVID times, it was shifted over to the UAE,
Yeah,
empty stadiums. Then they came back to the India. Then they only did like in a selected few stadiums, but now it's just like it's back
the
to how it should
crowds are
be.
back,
It's back
and
how it should be. Everyone's playing home and away.
oh
Um,
yeah, that's really good. I like the whole
the
the
setup.
yeah they're setting it
More
up right.
teams now. Two more
Yeah,
teams.
yeah,
Lucknow and Gujarat were added in last year, and I just think like they can add a few more teams and really
it's
make the
great,
season a bit
man.
longer, just make it more competitive. Because that's the one thing about IPL. Every team is equally balanced. You can't when you look at all the teams, you're like you don't know who's gonna win. On paper, they're just equally as strong. It just depends who performs on the day.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think this IPL was special. Like
No, it was
it was
amazing, man.
amazing, and
Rinku Singh sixes and Gill's innings.
Gill's innings, Kohli's
Kohli
hundreds,
scoring. Was
Faf
it
du
back-to-back
Plessis,
hundreds as
yeah,
well? I
Faf du
think.
Plessis,
Yeah.
Mohamed Shami as well. So
Shami, yeah,
he stepped
quality.
up as
Mohit
well.
Sharma as well. Again,
Yeah,
quality.
it's sad that players that you love, like seeing like Josh Butler
Yeah.
and Archer. He got injured. He had to leave early, and then
just the top players
just like the
around
top
the
players that
world.
you wanted to see
Yeah.
like really hit like shine this IPL, they couldn't do that really.
Cam Green with
Yeah.
his 100, he's quality.
Even Miller was amazing as well. Gujarat.
Yeah. There's so many players, man.
So many.
It's amazing.
So
I just wish we could see more.
Hmm.
It just comes and goes so quick, the IPL, and it's just like it's gone.
It needs to be a bit of a longer format, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it just provides. 6 weeks goes so quick.
Yeah, but it provides, man.
You just don't want it to end.
The entertainment.
You don't want it to end. You just love the entertainment, and that's the beauty from working from home in the UK. You can just stick on IPL at 3 p.m. Stick on IPL room while working, and it's just good to have in the background.
Yeah.
But now I don't have that anymore.
Yeah. Tomorrow's gonna feel a bit like shit, man. Nothing to tune into.
I know.
When you got a spare minute, like the game's on, might as well. Especially the double headers on the weekends.
I know.
If you miss one, there's always the evening. But yeah, no, it's just amazing, man. I think in the end, we've spoken about this before, but in the end, today Jadeja won, CSK won, Dhoni won, Gujarat won, playing at the biggest stadium.
They're on level with Mumbai now.
Really,
both
India won.
5 each.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is that India wins at the end of any IPL, of any tournament. They're just setting the bar way too high at the moment, and the BCCI is just doing amazing, man. We've got 40% of ICC revenue worldwide. We're pumping the money back in, training people up, stadiums,
improving the facilities, stadiums out of this world,
everything. All the branding, all the work that goes into it. They were talking about for example, the drainage systems in India now, it's really, really good. It dries up really quickly. Just little things like that. All the initiatives, planting these trees,
makes you fall in love with the game.
It does, yeah.
The entertainment factor.
The entertainment.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
The atmosphere as well. I think the fans and the crowds have to take a massive credit.
Do you remember that Wankhede Stadium game? Yeah. How loud it is. Imagine how it was tonight.
Yeah, it's on another level. Cricket in India is on another level. Honestly, you're never going to get experience anywhere else. The closest thing I can think of is probably MCG.
Yeah.
So back to
but
IPL.
the screams that the Indian crowd, it's next level, man. I'll show you a video after Cricinfo uploaded it.
Yeah.
Of the screams outside the stadium.
I saw it. Yeah, it was on your story. Yeah.
And they just run out straight. Run out onto the streets. Ahmedabad's going to be packed tonight. A lot of people on the streets tonight.
And it ended at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 1:32 in the morning. Yeah.
Games going on till 1:30 in the morning. Stadiums like 1:30 in the morning.
I was reading online,
and everyone's so energetic and just out of their seat, and just the tension at 1 a.m. in the morning, and you're like, what's going on? Like, who's gonna win this?
There was a girl crying in the crowd.
I know. I saw it. They showed it on TV.
This is the beauty, though. The thing is, you sit there as a GT supporter, and you're like, oh yeah, it would be great if GT went at home, second title, Gujarat, being so proud and whatever. But then CSK are doing well, and you're just as happy. There's not a part of me that is ever like, oh shit, GT is losing. It'll come for a split second, then it'll be like, yeah, but Dhoni's winning, or whoever it is on the other side. So it's just the joy of watching the game. You don't get that anywhere else.
It's not like a toxic rivalry. It's not. There's no.
Yeah. When you watch international sport, you always want one team to do better. Usually, when you're supporting one of the teams. In this, it's so good. It's so I can't really explain it, put it into words, but it's just you just watch it with full positivity. Because you know that you're just watching high quality.
You don't watch for the love of the game,
basically. Yeah.
So for this year's IPL, who was your standout batsman, standout bowler, and standout player?
Batsman, I have to go with Gill. It's an obvious choice, but I really have been into his batting for a long time.
He showed his class this year. He showed his class, and it shows he's really swinging for that spot in the India team.
Yeah. I mean, he's already knocked it down. He's there, man.
He's gonna. I think he will probably open for this year's World Cup. I can't see them choosing anyone else apart from Rohit Sharma.
Test Championship next month as well.
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing him, doing more in the Test arena as well. I think it was Kapil Dev that said, actually, he's like, don't be too quick to call him a great player yet. Wait until he's in this form, uses this purple patch for the next couple of years. That's when you can.
He needs to now do an India shirt. That's the next level.
Yeah, but keep up this form. I'm saying,
Yeah.
that separates the good players from the great players. Plenty of people have like a couple years where they play amazing cricket, but to do it over a long period of time. But I think
Yeah.
Shubman Gill has it in him for sure. The way, just the balance, man, the stillness with
Mm-hmm.
which he plays, he has it in him. You can't say the same about someone like a Surya Kumar Yadav, for example. He might have like a couple years. I'm not wishing that, but I'm just saying,
A lot of
as
Mumbai
a
fans
style
are
of
not going to be happy with
batsman,
that.
the style of batsman that Gill
Yeah.
is, that classical bat that he has, you can see that longevity from now, that he's just going to do so well. So I think
This
it's
reminds me
amazing.
of what Brian Lara said. He said a good player can tear up teams in their own country, but when they go and play abroad in different conditions, that's what it makes you a great player when you can tear up the opposition there. And that's what Tendulkar used to do. He gave the name Tendulkar. Tendulkar could go anywhere and bat like it was his backyard.
Yeah, yeah,
And let's see if Gill can do that in an India
yeah.
shirt,
This is it.
in
Yeah,
Australia, here in
I'm looking
England.
forward to seeing him in England with the swinging
Yeah,
ball. I
yeah.
want to see him against Anderson and
In
these
the West
guys. Like,
Indies,
yeah,
in different conditions in
yeah, yeah, yeah,
subcontinent,
yeah.
South Africa, when he goes to
Exactly.
South Africa.
South
Let's see if he can
Africa,
do it. Let's
another.
see if he can do it around the world.
He
And
can. He's good, man.
let's see.
He'll be able to do it.
I hope so. I got faith in him. We really want him to. I really want him to start in the World Cup. I think that being in India, I think Gill would just. He'll be the player like that would get bowlers a bit worried.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
we got to mention Jaiswal as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful story, man.
Hmm.
I think he's smashed it as well. And as a left-hander, it's always exciting when a big left-hander comes along,
Yeah.
because you're like, oh, like those left-hand combinations are like sometimes can make a big difference. So to have that is a blessing as well. Same as Tilak Varma, and you've got Neil Vadera again that other
Mm.
night. Who else is there? So many up and coming players, man. You can't even think of all of them. Players that have been playing for ages, reinventing themselves, reintroducing
Mm.
themselves. I'm still here. I'm still playing the game. Piyush Chawla, for example, coming in at 40 odd, still bowling brilliantly. It's amazing, man. There's so many stories. How do
I
you sum it
know
up?
you can't. You
How do you
can't.
sum it up?
You can be here talking about it for
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. I
days and
mean,
days and
we're here
days.
at 12:04 at the moment, and I'm still buzzing, man. I'm gonna watch
Same.
those
Same.
highlights again a few
I
times.
watched it already. I just
Hearing Ian Bishop
Jadeja's
scream, and
celebration at the end, and all the CSK team just like grabbing onto him, and Dhoni
I
just
love it, love it, love
love
it.
it. So who's your stand-up bowler now
Standout bowler.
of the tournament?
I really enjoy watching Rashid Khan.
Hmm.
I just enjoy watching him.
He's a
He's the
great player
first
to
bowler that
watch.
comes to my mind.
Yeah,
I know I'm GT supporter, so I said Gill and Khan, but I just feel like them two are just quality in their own fields. I think it's been really cool. Mohit Sharma I really enjoyed, because a lot of times in the death he has bowled well.
yeah.
He's bowled quality Yorkers. It's been good.
Hmm.
Patirana, yes and no. I've enjoyed watching him, but I
Hmm.
think he bowls a lot of wides. Um, he needs to watch it. I think he bowled a few no balls as well. I know he's still young,
Mm.
but I think he needs more accuracy. Maybe I might be wrong. It might just be the games that I've seen,
Yeah.
but this is just off the top of my head how I'm remembering things. But how about you, man? Batsman, bowler.
So batsman, I'll definitely give it to Gill. Honestly, just the way he played against Mumbai, and absolutely just it took my breath away. The
Mm,
way he was just scoring runs.
mm,
I haven't seen a player in IPL bat the way he has and made it look so easy against a strong opposition. And then to do it again in the previous game to that, another 100 in big moment games. So it's just like,
when he
yeah,
knocked RCB
yeah,
out, man.
yeah.
When he knocked RCB out, and he did it like destructively.
Hmm.
He doesn't even want to tap it. He's like, oh, if it's there in the slot, boom, out of the
Out of
park.
the park.
There in the slot, boom.
He did it
Doesn't
with
even
such
care.
class and elegance. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Like I'm
And
just watching him bat, and I can't.
it's so, I feel
I
like
just want
his
him to take the
mind.
strike all the time. He looked so comfortable. Like
Yeah,
you couldn't get him out. It looked really hard to get him out.
this is what I'm saying. So I
And the other
think,
bowlers just like panicked, and the other team's captain was just panicking. Like, how do we deal with this?
mm,
Let's just get him off strike. That's the best thing they could do. That was the
mm,
only technique they had. We don't want to bowl at him. Just get him off strike, and then have a go at that way. But
it's crazy, man. Some of the shots that he was hitting, and I was just about to say that when you watch him play, you feel like he's got a lot of clarity.
yeah,
He doesn't play like little cute fancy shots. He hardly mishits.
yeah,
He hardly edges. You feel like he's got everything like, mapped out in his mind. It's kind of just like, all right, cool. If the ball's there, I know my shot and I'm going to middle it, kind of thing. And then when he does get it wrong, or kind of wrong, when you feel like, you know, he's going to play something unorthodox. Do you remember that shot he played in the last match?
Yeah.
What one am I talking about? That tennis,
Oh, the
like
hook.
one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he just like he over cow corner, I think it went or something. But yeah, it was just crazy, man. Some of the shots. So I'm really, really excited, and at such a young age, to have they were comparing him to Kholi at 23 as well, and it's interesting, makes interesting reading. So yeah,
So for my bowler,
Mola, yeah,
my bowler, it's a tough one. I was gonna give over the whole tournament. I was probably gonna give to Shami, but another Gujarat player. But
yeah,
today he didn't have probably his best spell today.
yeah.
He
That's all
wasn't
right
he
though.
wasn't very expensive.
That's just
He
an
didn't
off
get any
night.
wickets, but I just feel like the way he's played over the whole season,
Yeah,
he's really done well for Gujarat.
yeah,
So
still doing it.
my two players for best batsman and best bowler will probably go to Gujarat.
Gill and Shami, yeah.
Yeah, Gill and Shami. So who's your best player of the season?
Do you know what? I know I'm going to watch this back, yeah, if I do, and think of so many people. Like, you know, right now my mind is blank because I just keep thinking GT and CSK because I just watched, you know,
Yeah.
and a player here and there. But I couldn't answer that. I think there's just too many.
It's too close to compare. Personally, I
There've been too
probably
many moments, you know, like Rinku Singh's sixes
yeah.
again, like ridiculous moments. You're like, did I just watch that? Like, what am I watching here?
I know.
Like, this is
I
scripted.
remember that when he won the game.
Yeah.
Ricochet sixes out of nowhere. It's hard. It's hard to say. I'm probably gonna give it to like it's like a Cinderella story, but I'm gonna give it to Surya Kumar for my player of the season because he didn't have a great start. He was getting out ducks. He was playing so bad. Then he hit form, and he was taking Mumbai. He was carrying them in the batting. So for me, player of the season, I'll probably give it to Surya Kumar because
Really?
yeah, because it's a Cinderella story.
He made a good comeback.
He made a great comeback, and that's what I appreciate a player. Like some players just go under the radar when they're not playing well, they probably get dropped. But no, they stuck to him, and he came good towards the latter of the season. And I felt like he had a strong end to the season. And he wasn't probably the most consistent player, but he was like a player that, as a Mumbai fan, he's the one that I want to see back. He's the one that just takes team. He took his team over the line in the last few games before they got out. But I think for me, I get to Yadav.
Yeah, he's quality.
As my player of the season, as a Mumbai fan. Bit biased, but
no, he's great. He's great. He's going to do wonders, man. This is the thing, like returning to you know, top form at the end of your career, kind of, and still smashing it around is crazy, man. These little stories I live for. When I see that, and you just think of where someone's come from in such a big country, dreaming, and you know, you're there, but you're not there, and you're like, you know, on the bench, and you're like, will I get a chance? It's amazing.
All right, so thanks, Vishak. Let's wrap it up here, and
that's it. It can be like some rapid fire round or something. No, this is great, man. What else did we have to talk about?
Just IPL today, yeah.
No. But with the IPL, we had some interesting topics. We were like, let's do this. Let's talk about this. No? Is the time getting to you?
No.
12:10, yeah? Shall we wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
All right, man. Nice one.